Well, it depends on what you're doing, but these methods, the regression techniques, do allow you to take national. This is one of the very powerful parts of the tool. Take a national poll and extrapolate its results down to a very local level, down to the seat or the ward, or even a couple of streets and a few postcodes, so that depending on what the campaign is about, that can be very useful. If you're a major political campaign, that can be useful in just telling you which doors you should be knocking on, which streets you should be focusing on, the street leaflets to. If you're another campaign, it can it can be useful in telling you, if you say you only got limited resources, which seats or which wards are important. Have a target list, and the geographic information can say focus on these seats or these wards. If other organisations, it might tell you the bits of the country or the sorts of areas that are most receptive to what you're looking at. I mean, if you're a very large organisation, maybe you can get all this data from other sources and actually have individual data records. There's obviously problematics with that. But taking the top-down geographic approach down to fine levels, you should avoid data protection issues because you're not looking at individuals, but you're certainly finding areas that are useful for your campaign. I'm afraid there's no golden rule. It does depend what you're doing. If you're sort of a general campaign, then the standard demographics that the pollsters ask are useful. So age, gender, occupation, education, housing, some of those. If you're engaged in, say, fundraising work, then questions about occupation probably become more relevant, because you may want to segment the market into, or segment your population like that. So I'm afraid there's no golden rule. It depends what you're wanting to do. I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. Just acquiring big data is just the beginning of the story, and you need to analyse it and analyse it properly and get out the information that you can, which is probably a mixture of the things you thought you could find, and then also things you discover looking at the data. So data analysis is always going to be driven by starting off looking at the data. What do I have here? What does it tell me? Because you'll probably find things you didn't expect as well in the data. Maybe some of your assumptions were wrong. How long does it take? Is a piece of string, really. I mean, you certainly, in a week or two, you can have some idea of what's in there, but depending on the size of the data, it may take a while. I mean, the UK census data is big, and I've been focusing on that for some months. You can still find interesting things. There's that in there. You can correlate this with something else, so that it never ends. I think the key thing from a project management a point of view, is to have an idea of what you're trying to achieve and get some maybe some schedule or benchmarks. You don't drown in the data and just analyze. Paralysis by analysis is also something you want to avoid. You want to actually get on. So having an initial objective is always a good idea. Just things may spin off from that, but have an idea what you're trying to do.